How about them Broncos?
They're going to bring a whole stuff, man.
13th pick, I heard. 12. Sorry.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Winners Lab.
We are presented by Bet365. Never ordinary. The Nuggets get the win tonight. 131-114 over the Detroit Pistons. We're here to break it all down for you. I'm Harrison Wynn. That's Eric Weedham.
Trace Bozic, guys. That's all I got to say about that.
What he said, happy Merry Christmas, Merry Serbian Christmas to everybody watching.
Let's go.
That's Superstar Dev.
I can promise you that's not how he said, but he tried, and I love the effort, man. Just like the Pistons.
Oh, man.
They tried, and they gave effort.
I did better than the Pistons, I hope.
How did we do on our bets tonight, Dev?
Not great.
Okay. Moving on.
It was a blowout.
This was a blowout with some truly never ordinary stat lines, particularly from Nikola Jokic.
Yo.
Jamal Murray had a monster game, 37 points. He's the headliner tonight. We'll get to all of that. Let's do a quick, fast recap first, though. And to start, my first notes in here is in the pregame show and coming off that Orlando game, we were talking about Michael Porter Jr. and potentially getting him more shots. I don't know if it was by design. In fact, I don't think it was by design, but Michael Porter Jr. got a lot of nice early looks in this one, and he got off to a good start. He had 7 of Denver's first 17. He had 6 shots in the first quarter. Nuggets got him involved early. He got himself involved early, I thought, too. Jamal Murray also had 7 early points, too. A backup center in this one, DeAndre Jordan, not Zeke Naji. That was a little surprising to me.
Well, this was the matchup where he went absolutely crazy last time, remember?
It was?
Yeah, after Jokic went out and then Reggie. And
Oh, yeah. Nuggets up 31-29 after the first quarter. Another note from this game, a 9-man rotation in this one. No Strother, no Justin Holiday either. Jamal Murray was staggering with the bench, and he was cooking. He was cooking when he was playing with the bench. Jokic didn't take his first shot in this one until there were around 5 minutes left in the second quarter. But right before that, actually, I have here DeAndre Jordan, an absolute monster dunk. He had an absolute monster dunk that tore the roof off Ball Arena. Jokic then made his first shot a couple minutes later in the second quarter, but this first half was really just about Jamal Murray. He was dominating it, and he was the reason the Nuggets were up, I believe, 65-57 at the break. This news came across right when the third quarter started. Cade Cunningham was ruled out of this game, and that
Game
was over. The ceremonial end of this game as well. But Jamal got up to 31 points in his first 23 minutes of this game. Nikola Jokic got up to 15 assists with 5 minutes left in the third. The Nuggets offense was just kind of running beautifully. Tons of movement, tons of cutting. Michael Porter Jr. and Nikola Jokic had this great give and go down the lane. Reggie Jackson had this gorgeous behind the back pass to Peyton Watson in transition. And all of a sudden, the Nuggets were up 108-85, and they outscored the Pistons 43-28 in the third quarter. That's pretty much where this game ended. Nikola Jokic spent the entire fourth quarter on the bench, as did most of Denver's starters, and this turned into a blowout. Nuggets win 131-114. They sweep the season series with the Pistons. 2-0
Didn't see that coming.
against the Detroit Pistons this season.
they've got the tiebreaker.
Yes. Well, if you guys can muster up some big takeaways for me, I'd love to hear them. I'll go to Dev first on this. Dev, what do you got?
This was a huge game by Jamal Murray. Coming off of a very, very bad game. Not a very bad game, but a bad game from him in his regards. Did not get it going offensively. Made some mistakes. And how do you get right? You look at the schedule and you see the Pistons on there. And you say, I'm going to go wild. And he did in this one. And it was great to see him make shots, play with that wiggle, play with that tenacity, I guess, on that end of the floor of just, I'm going to score every single time down. And he did that. This was a huge game, 37 points from him, 4 assists. And that's how you respond in this type of way. We just got to see it consistently, but that's how you get it going.
Yeah, I mean, Jamal was awesome tonight. He finished with 37, 14 of 24 shooting, 4 assists. He was in rhythm tonight, really, for the whole night.
Yeah. For me, it's you just can't. I can't look past Nikola Jokic. He's like Andy Kaufman of the NBA. He's like, you don't know if he's doing a bit. You don't know like what exactly his motivation is. His stat line is amongst the most hilarious I've ever seen in my entire life. He had 16 assists, 7 rebounds, 4 points, and 5 blocks.
More blocks than points.
Yeah.
Dude, what? That was...
I mean, the thing, he's not even looking at the rim. He probably had more blocks than he had looks at the rim.
To say he's not looking at the rim is that he's not... It's not that he's not looking. He's looking away from the rim. Like, he's just looking anywhere but the rim. It is so interesting to watch Nikola Jokic go to work and do what he does. He's obviously, like, the catalyst. He makes everything go. Like, the Nuggets are in such rhythm. The Jamal Murray's scoring. Like, everything's going well. It's just so bizarre, man. Like, I just can't understand this guy. And I don't need to, obviously. Like, he knows what's up. He looked so miserable tonight at points, like just miserable. And I was positive he was going to try to get kicked out of the game after he got that first technical. I was positive he was going to call
I don't think he cared enough to get kicked out
I
of the game.
was positive he was going to call that guy a shuttlecock and be on his way. But listen, like, got the dub. Jokic is the man. He does whatever he wants to do. You know, it's not, again, we are but mortal men, and we don't need to understand his ways, but it is confusing, is it not?
You know, you say it's confusing, and you say you don't understand him. I feel like I understand him more than ever right now.
Do you?
I feel like I do.
Well, I mean, you understand him in that you understand him like watching, like observing, like when Adam watches a pack of wolves, he's able to understand, but like to actually understand the psychology of Jokic and to apply it to yourself is a difficult one.
When the Nuggets need Nikola Jokic to play at an MVP level to win that game, he does. When they don't, he's fine coasting.
Yeah.
And I'm fine to say he's coasting because he absolutely is. He coasted tonight. He coasted against the Hornets the other night. And look, I think by now, like, we can just expect that from him when the Nuggets are playing these terrible teams. And, you know, I'm fine with it because by now, I think we know that Nikola Jokic knows how to handle himself through an 82-game regular season.
Truly.
He knows how to pace himself. I think he paces himself. He knows how to manage an 82-game season. He knows how to regulate himself through the ups and downs of a regular season, and he knows how to do it more than anyone. He's not, you know, searching for 30 points and 10 rebounds like other centers are against bad teams. He's not. He's cool getting 4 points.
Yeah, one way to search for 30 points would be to shoot more than 3 times.
Yes. Yes. But, I mean, I feel like I understand him better than ever.
I don't, and I don't want to.
I'm with Dev. Like, I don't want to know. Like, I feel like if I was given a gift like he has been given, I would be like, I would just want to put it on people and just like remind them that, you know, but he's not burdened by ego the same way that Dev and I are. We're but weak men. We don't get it.
I don't know. Even as a fan, I'm just like pissed because I'm like, you're watching this and you're like, I'm telling you, this guy is so good. He does whatever he wants out there. He can score. He averages 26 points on the year, man, and he's good. And then he goes and does that, and then I'm like trying to explain, like, but the passes are so good. You know, that frustrates me. And also, like, I understand, like, the pacing and wanting to, you know, not go all out. But, I mean, he had 24 minutes in this game. In 24 minutes against the Pistons, you should have more than 3 shots. You should not only want to pass the ball. You're out there, you're running, you're a part of the game. Why not still take over and dominate in the ways that you're supposed to? He could have did 16 assists with 16 shots.
But Dev, they had 65 points in the first half.
And that's just it. Like
Jamal Murray
was
had
cooking.
37 tonight. They had 43 points in the third quarter.
Yeah, I want him to score every goddamn time. I want him to be like just like, hey, there's
want
nothing
it
we
now,
could do
Daddy.
with that, man. There's nothing we could do with it.
I
And it's
know.
not, I'm not blaming him or anything like that, because
Nope.
I love to see him be able to dominate in different ways. But I want my guy that I brag about all the damn time to just be like, hey, did you see that? Did you see that stat line? Put up 50 again. I love that. I want to be able to say that.
I know. All this tells me is that for Serbian Christmas tonight, we need to get Jokic a phone. He needs to see Twitter. He just doesn't understand what it's like out
That's
here
the problem.
in these streets, man.
He's
We
bragging
do
about,
not need him to see.
He's
Twitter.
bragging about like not
You
being
guys
like
are
not having a
crazy.
phone and not being on social. Maybe he needs to.
I'm saying,
maybe
like,
he needs to be at it. A
You
little
guys
bit
are
more.
going off
I'm
the
saying,
deep
you know
end
who
right now.
you know who has a phone? Jamal Murray. Like he saw the tweets.
You guys
What
are
happens?
wild right now. You guys are wild.
I just want him to don't be Santa and just giving away presents. Go get buckets.
Well, I was actually going to bring that up. Is this simply Jokic following along with the Serbian Christmas theme,
Saint
giving
Nick.
out gifts, handing out presents
Saint
to
Nikolai.
others?
Yeah.
He handed out 16 of them tonight.
It's again. It's just he's just so much better than we are. I mean, I understand this. Like, I know this dynamic. It's not right for me to just want more from him in the way that it feels most delicious to me. But I'm mortal. I am flawed. He is better than me, and he
Glad
does
you
the
admit
right
it.
thing. I do the wrong thing, and I'm like Dev. Like, I just want to see him. Like, I want SportsCenter to start off with them being like, "Oh, Jokic scores 60 points against the Detroit Pistons," but it's Jokic scores 4 points.
I wouldn't be upset if he just in the interview after just came out and said like I wanted to get everybody involved. I wanted everybody else to eat.
Yeah.
I would be okay with that. But the fact that he doesn't answer on there, he doesn't say anything, and it's just like, I'm gonna go out there and just take 3 shots, and we're gonna win by a lot. I'm cool with that, but I'm tired of seeing that. I don't want to see
You guys are
that.
crazy, man. You guys are talking crazy right now because what does Nikola Jokic say after every game? I play the way
What the game gives him.
I play the way the game goes. Like, I play within the flow of the game. Whatever happens that night, like, that's how I play. Jamal Murray was cooking tonight.
He was cooking.
That's how Jokic played tonight. He
No.
never tells a lie. He always tells you how it is.
Oh, for sure. Listen.
Yeah.
Again, for me, not a criticism of him. It's just
Well, I don't know. The game gave
You
him
guys are being
the
greedy.
game gave him Isaiah Livers and Jalen Duren. Go kill them. Go kill them too. I want you to kill them. I'm not saying it's not a great Jokic game. I think that is a great.
They're
Jokic.
all great
They're
Jokic
all
games.
incredible. I love to see him play. Some of those passes were incredible. The skip pass to Michael Porter Jr. to the 3, beautiful. I also want to be able to argue with people. I love the fact of,
That's the
hey,
point.
my dude can go for 42. You know what
You
I
guys
mean?
are
Like, this
greedy.
is the person that I'm defending all the time. We've seen
Greedy
him do 16
bastards.
assists before. We've seen it before. I want him to have 16 assists and 30 points, and he could have did that in this game. That's all.
Harrison, what was your big takeaway?
My big takeaway was actually something to do with Michael Malone's rotation. And we saw Jamal Murray stagger with the second unit for the first time in a while tonight.
Yeah.
I think for the first time since he came back from his latest injury.
You might be right.
Might have been the hamstring or the ankle. Since he's come back, since Jamal Murray's come back, Michael Malone's just pretty much played his 5 bench guys together a lot. Unless there's been some foul trouble. He's gone with Aaron Gordon at backup center in second half sometimes. But largely, he has not staggered a ton of starters. He has definitely not staggered Jamal Murray with the second unit since Jamal's come back from those injuries. Tonight, he did. And I think part of that might have had to do with Julian Strawther being out. It sounds like he might be out for a little bit. And I also wonder if another part of it is now Jamal is very far removed from those injuries. He's played like 10 plus games since coming back. He's healthy, not on a minute restriction. I wonder if this is like the Nuggets transitioning into a different portion of their season with their second unit where maybe they're slowly closing the door on the 5-man bench unit
We'll see.
and maybe shifting into more of a 9-man rotation, into Jamal Murray staggering with the second unit. just ramping up a little bit. Not a ton.
Yeah, it feels a little early.
Not a ton. slightly thinking about what their rotation is going to look like when the games mean a little bit more in April.
Yeah, you're probably right. I mean, although he had a few different versions of the stagger tonight. Like there were times when KCP was out there, when Michael Porter Jr. was out there. I think probably a lot of it has to do with the fact that Julian's out injured. But I don't think that you're completely off base. I do think that the coaches are using this part of the season to gather information, to like really kind of see like who their guys are. So yeah, could be.
And he staggered KCP as well. He did not stagger Michael Porter a ton. I think he did in the first half slightly, end of the first quarter when Jamal Murray was out. But Jamal Murray returning to more of that role seems like something that could emerge as a storyline over the next couple of weeks. And I mean, him playing with the bench is something that's been the case the last several years, and in the playoffs as well. So maybe a preview of what to come, of things to come. Let's hit a first break. Lots more to get to on the other side. We got Brendan Vogt at the arena tonight.
Oh, baby.
He'll give us the rundown on what Michael Malone had to say, what Jamal Murray and Peyton Watson had to say.
I bet he has thoughts on Michael Porter Jr.
You think he's going to bring that up?
I think he might.
Do you think he got off a question to Michael Malone about Michael Porter Jr.? I hope he did.
Let's find out.
I hope he did. We also got around the association to get to.
Oh, baby,
and
dude.
boy, was there a lot that happened in the association.
What a beautiful
tonight.
Serbian Christmas for us.
Guys, sign up for the Circle K Inner Circle free membership program. Who doesn't like cheaper gas? That's what you can get with the Circle K Inner Circle membership program. Super easy to get set up with them. It's free, first of all.
That's sweet.
You just enter your email and your phone number, circlek.com/inner circle. And your first 5 fill-ups of gas, you get 25 cents off a gallon.
What?
Boom. There you go. That's a huge discount. You get every 6th free on several items such as pizza, roller grill, dispensed beverages, donuts, and more.
What?
So tons of benefits to signing up with the Circle K Inner Circle membership program. Go to circlek.com/inner circle to sign up. Again, you just need to give them your email and your phone number. Boom. Then you get cheaper gas.
I love it, man.
It's
New
that
sponsor,
easy.
Circle K, man. Look at us.
It is that easy.
Look at us.
Also, make sure to check out Game Time. If you need tickets to concert shows, sporting events, check out the Game Time app. If you need tickets to Nuggets games, Avs games, concert shows, whatever you need, Game Time has you covered. They got these great last-minute price drops as well, so if you're just procrastinating about going to a game, just check out the Game Time app right before the game starts. That ticket's probably really cheap then. You can download the Game Time app, create an account, use code DNVR, get $20 off your first purchase.
Hell yeah.
Terms apply, create an account, redeem code DNVR for $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, back here on the Winners Lounge. We're presented by Bet365. Never ordinary. Jamal Murray tonight, guys.
Yeah, man.
37 points. He was a baller tonight. He balled out. What were you guys' takeaways from his game?
Fair to say he was not happy with his previous game. Jamal Murray definitely came out looking to make a point. Jamal Murray definitely came out looking to right the wrong. Like he was under fire, I would say, in the world of Nuggets Twitter. Whether or not he cares or not remains to be seen. But like, I think probably just by his own standards, he was not happy with the way that game ended last night or the night before.
Yeah.
And he was super aggressive. I don't know that this is always like the way you want Jamal Murray to approach a game. But I think that like he just wanted for himself to like get right. Like he was taking shots that were ranged from good to bad, but he was making all of them. So it's like hard to really criticize the guy. So I loved what I saw. I love when Jamal is hitting shots when he's aggressive.
Yeah, the big thing is like how you respond after a bad game. The aggression is like the big point. He took 24 shots in this game, and that's after not having the best game shooting the ball. So it's like, hey, how do you get right? You just get downhill. You knock down shots. He was making tough shots.
Yep.
He was making easy shots, but also he was competing on that end of the floor to like let his guys know. Also like the fact that they're feeding the hot man. Like I know I'm very critical of Jokic on on everything, but I mean, they fed the hot man, and that's what you're supposed to do. When the guy gets hot, you're supposed to get him involved. Make sure that he feels that. And Jamal was like, hey, I got it going on tonight. Give me the ball. And everybody else did get him involved. So that's great. Those things, like, they matter down the road where you're like, hey, I know if I get hot, my guys are going to feed me. Because there's times where you feel like you're getting iced out of the game, like Michael Porter Jr. and things like you turn down shots because you just don't know if you're going to get it. With Jamal, he's like, okay, I'm going to respond, I'm going to shoot, I'm going to score. And this was a game that he had it going on.
Yeah, I mean, it seemed from the opening tip that he was going to try to make it his night, And, I mean, more power to him. Like, he definitely wanted to bounce back from that bad last possession against the Magic. And, I mean, he did. The thing that I noticed about his night tonight was everything looked so easy.
It did.
He got to all of his spots. Jamal has his specific spots on the floor. Like the elbows. He loves getting to the elbows. He loves those baseline post-ups, too. His dribble pull-ups. He was getting to everything that he wanted tonight with ease, getting space, creating space from the defense. And it was like a clean game from him, a super clean game, almost no mistakes, just one turnover. And, I mean, this felt like a playoff type of performance from him. Like, he was hitting shots tonight that he takes and makes in the playoffs. Yeah. And that was great to see.
Yeah, he's getting back to, like, the bully ball, like, I'm a big guard. Like, we're seeing more of him going in the post or just getting, like, an ISO basket where he's either going to dance with you or he's going to, put his hip on you so that he's going to do the step back. But I like the fact that he's confident enough to put you in ISO and he scores more often than not or you're going to foul him. So he's getting more into that, which means his bag is opening up a little bit more. He's feeling more comfortable in himself. And when you have Jamal that's hot, you get Jokic to start shooting more, scoring more. That's going to be hard to just get into that too, man, where they both have it going on.
Yeah. No, it was... I mean, I like what you said. He did shoot a lot. He shot 24 times, and there were a couple that were a little questionable, but he made those. But it was like pretty easy work for him. Like he wasn't really pushing it. He was obviously looking for his own shot. He was making it, but it didn't feel like he was, he was putting too much on himself. Like he just
kind of seemed like he was pressing,
That was the word I was looking. Yeah, he was definitely not pressing tonight, which was great. And just nothing better when the blue arrow is flying, man. He's just knocking down shots. It's just like another, and nobody loves to see that more than Jokic.
Right.
It's just like another night where he's like, great, I don't have to worry about this. Like, Jamal, do it, take it, please.
Maybe that had something slightly to do with the defense. Like, not the best defenders that were rolled out there tonight.
not a great game. Not a great opponent, fair to say.
Yeah. But no, just an amazing night for Jamal. I mean, 37 points. It's his season high so far. Last time he got 30 plus, I believe, was a couple weeks ago. Against Brooklyn, he got 32. But before that, I think that was the only other time he's gotten 30 points this season.
Yeah.
I think it's just 2 30-plus point games from him. This was the second and a season high. He just played in control. He was kind of dominant tonight. 14 of 24 from the floor, 3 of 8 from 3. A story with Jamal Murray this year is that he's shooting a career-high 42% from 3.
Yeah.
And it's only on 5.7 attempts per game, which is about a 3-pointer per game down from where it was last year. But 3 of 8, it was great to see him get up that many threes tonight.
He is a 40% 3-point shooter. Like,
yeah.
He is that accomplished as a 3-point shooter. He just has like never actually been at 40% like when the season ends. But that, like, we all can watch Jamal Murray shoot threes. It looks natural. Like, he has a beautiful stroke. And when he gets hot, like, you just know it's going in every single time. Like, this feels correct.
Yeah, he finished at 41% in 21, but then dipped down below 40 last year. 42%, like, clearly a career high, though.
Yeah.
So that's great to see. Michael Porter tonight finished with 18 points, 7 of 12 shooting
Okay.
in 28 minutes.
Second most shots in the team.
Here's my question, though. Did you notice anything different about the shots he was getting, maybe plays being called for him, the amount of focus on Michael Porter in the Nuggets offense? Was any of that different tonight compared to previous games, based on Michael Porter saying after the Magic game that, hey, maybe coaches need to draw up some plays to get other people involved?
I think yes. I think that it was a more concerted effort to make him part of the offense. The only caveat with that is when he's wanting to just only be part of the offense, we don't see the rebounds. We don't see the assist. Like, he went back to the old MPJ of just only shooting the ball or just trying to score. I liked having the rhythm and the balance of he's getting involved. He's like, hey, I can't score in this way, so I'm going to try to go and get a rebound and then take it coast to coast, or I'm going to get an extra cut because guys, you're going to have to find me. So, I mean, this was one game. So I do think that it'll come with the balance, but I do think that people was trying to get him involved, and he scored more baskets. I bet that he's happy about the shots that he got. And I think that, that was part of the conversation going into this game. So, yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like Jokic was looking for him. I did notice that. There were a couple passes he got that were like Jokic kind of went above and beyond to loop it, even when he wasn't even necessarily the guy that was most open. I mean, listen, these guys like each other. They, you said something in the pregame. It's like whether or not it comes down to Malone or Jamal being selfish or whatever, the fact that MPJ vocalized that would make the rest of the team be like, oh, okay, I didn't know you're feeling that way. Let me make sure that you're happy, you're our brother. I want to make sure that you're feeling like you're eating the same as the rest of us. So I'm positive. To the naked eye, it looked very clear that they wanted to get Michael Porter Jr. feeling good, in rhythm, shooting. It's it's a long season. It's a lot of ups and downs, but they want everybody to feel like they're contributing and they're not feeling like they're being isolated out. So, yeah, man, it is interesting, though. That is a really interesting point. He had one rebound. That's an interesting byproduct of Michael Porter Jr., I guess, shooting more often. I guess now it's on him to sort of figure out how he can play both roles. But again, he did get the second most shots on the team. He got 12.
Yeah, and it probably helped. It probably helped with Nikola Jokic not looking at the rim at all.
Yeah, I know.
That probably got him a few extra shots.
That's the thing. There's a lot of shots out there when Jokic only takes 3.
Yeah. But yeah, he went 7 of 12, only 1 of 5 from 3. Missed some good looks. I feel like they looked to get him involved. I don't think they were, calling a ton more plays for him than they usually do.
It didn't seem like it.
Or anything like that. He was aggressive, though.
Yes.
He was aggressive in terms of, he got the ball a couple times. I think in situations where he might have passed it last game and he took it to the rim or he fired up a mid-range shot or something. So I just felt like maybe individually he was more aggressive too. But yeah, it was a fine game for me.
He had that really great give and go with Jokic, found him at the rim. There were a couple good drives he took. He finished at he had. I think it was fair to say this was a nice bounce back game for Porter as well. Just through and through, and plus he got the stagger. He also led the team in plus minus.
Yeah, he was a plus 29.
Plus 29.
In 28 minutes.
It was a great game for him. I hope he feels good about it. We feel good about it. Good for you, Mike.
Yeah. Do you guys have any notes on Aaron Gordon or KCP?
Dude, Gordon was pretty invisible tonight.
Yeah. I have 0 notes on Aaron Gordon tonight.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He only had 1 rebound too.
I don't remember a standout play from him.
Nothing.
I don't remember a dunk.
I don't remember him touching the ball.
Yeah, he was kind of just under the radar, just calm the entire time. Yeah. Which is great. You don't need him in these type of games. This is not an Aaron Gordon standout type of game. But yeah, I do think that I feel like he was invisible. KCP, I don't feel like he was as invisible. I feel like he shot the ball a lot. Dude. Yeah, he shot the ball a lot. He's great on defense. He was making Cade work for everything that he had early in that game before he got out of the game. But
yeah,
like
Cade
he's just
did go
pest.
1 of 6 before he got hurt.
Yeah, he's a pest, and he's going to make it tough for him. And Cade that's a big guard. Like that's a guy that's not a KCP type of matchup, but he made it a KCP matchup because he just wants to defend, the best guy on the other team. And this was going to be another guy on the list that you put down for KCP locked him up. But I do like to see him being aggressive in a game like this.
KCP shot the lights out tonight. He shot 60% from the field, 50% from 3, like 18 points. Had the same number of points as Michael Porter Jr., fewer shots. Like he
could do no wrong, man.
He was. This was as professional a outing as you could ever hope for from your 5th starter. Like he just
what
did
a luxury it is to have him.
Isn't it unbelievable? He's like, you forget. There are games you kind of forget about KCP a little bit, and then he just shows back up. And those were the quietest 18 points. They're just. You need a bucket. He gets a bucket. I mean, there's not a lot of like high leverage moments. So like there wasn't a lot that was loud in this game other than how much the Detroit Pistons stink. But man, like exactly what you want out of KCP.
Yeah, I am a bit shocked that he played as much as he played in this game. Like this is a guy that plays a whole bunch of minutes.
Yeah, most minutes on the team tonight.
It's against Detroit. You're in a blowout situation, but I think that Malone looked at he's getting himself going offensively. Let's reward him, for that. Hey, this is a game that we're going to let him score every single time. But 36 minutes in this game led the team by a huge margin. I think it was just like a vibe type of night for him.
He was vibing.
Let's hit another break. I want to get to some guys on the bench, including Peyton Watson.
Hell yeah, dude. Called that over.
He continues to just really impress here. We'll get to all of that on the other side of this break. I know we didn't do great on our bets tonight, Dev, but we'll get them next time. We'll get them next time. Yeah. DraftKings Sportsbook is giving new customers an exclusive offer just for NBA fans this week. New customers can bet $5 and get $150 instantly in bonus bets. Plus, score an NBA League Pass subscription on us, on DraftKings, for the rest of the season. So what you got to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use code DNVR. New customers get $150 instantly in bonus bets for betting $5. Plus, in addition, get an NBA League Pass on us.
Hey,
League Pass for $5?
Hey, man.
With code DNVR?
You can watch.
If you're a new user on DraftKings?
Yeah, you can check in on the Suns. I'm sure they're doing great.
Yeah, just use it like as an ATA where you're just like, oh, they suck too. Those guys suck.
Just pop it on at the end of the night, right before you're about to go to bed. Last 15 minutes of the night, ATA. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problems with gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Blue Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after assurance. League Pass reward issued as a promo code to redeem subscription must be claimed by January 15, 2024. See DraftKings.com/promos for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gambling resources. Guys, make sure to check out High Plains Strains. If you are in Log Lane Village, Garden City, and Sedgwick, northeastern Colorado, they're the dispensary for you.
The homies.
High Plains Strains, they are the homies, man. They are the homies. They provide top quality cannabis in a wide variety of products. Check them out for all your needs, including infused edibles, high potency concentrates, and some of the best flower in the state. They got tons of deals right now that you can utilize with the code DNVR. $45 half ounce flower. You can get that with the code DNVR. Full ounce for $80. Tons of other deals as well. 1G cartridges for $15. Exquisite extracts for $40. Remember to use code DNVR online or mention DNVR in store to take advantage of these High Plains Strains deals.
And these are friends of the program.
They're best friends of the program.
These are homies. Take care of the homies.
Yeah. All right, back here on the Winners Lounge, presented by Bet365, Never Ordinary. Peyton Watson.
Yep.
He was impressive again tonight. What'd you think?
Peyton Watson had a little bit of a slow start, and then like the Hulk, all it took was Osir Thompson to shove him down maliciously without any reason. And Peyton Watson went sicko mode. He got so angry, started hitting threes. He dunked emphatically, like he really wanted to make a point. Like Peyton Watson is still like has like emotion is a big part of his game, which is good, especially like as the games ratchet up and get bigger and bigger. I mean, he was, like I said, he started off a little slow, like you didn't quite know what you were getting out of Peyton Watson. He found some synergy with Jokic early, got an alley-oop from him, and then like they ran the same play 2 times in a row. He almost got 2 alley-oops in a row. But as soon as the bear was poked, man, Peyton Watson came alive, and like you saw him flexing, screaming. It was awesome, man. You love to see people playing with passion like that.
Yeah. He really did come alive after that.
Yeah.
It seemed like. It was Osir Thompson.
Yeah.
Shouldered him from behind on that fast break. Flagrant 1. And then, he went off.
He was ready to fight. After
He was, man.
Crazy.
KCP got off the bench, had to hold him back. Christian Brown, or I think Colin Gillespie had to like hold him back too.
Man.
That's great, man. That's what you want from your bench. That's what you want from a guy that's supposed to like rally everyone. And he's been given that energy, and that's the biggest thing is like the consistency. He's been putting good game after good game together every single time, and it's on both ends of the floor. He got a block and a steal in this game. He also scored. He also gets out on the break.
Yep.
Like he's on the floor all the time, like because he's getting to the free throw line, or he's diving for loose balls, or he's just doing everything that he needs to do to earn a couple extra minutes to like rally everybody else around him. He seems to be the guy in the second unit that they like feed off of and they go through. Really, and I love the fact of how involved everyone is with Peyton Watson. Like I feel like everybody took him under his wing.
Yeah.
Every single starter. You just talk about KCP grabbing him to not fight.
Yep.
Jokic has him in commercials. DeAndre Jordan is coaching them the entire time that he's on the guys like Peyton Watson, and Peyton Watson is giving his all for the guys. So I just love that balance.
Yeah,
He was awesome tonight. 15 points, 6 rebounds, a steal and a block, like you said. He was a +7 off the bench, 23 minutes, man. I mean, he's at the point now where he's playing more than, Christian Brown. He played more than Reggie Jackson tonight. He continues to just really impress. Peyton Watson does like 2 or 3 things every single game that blow me away.
The crazy
that I haven't seen a Nuggets player do in a long time.
The crazy thing is it's different.
Yeah.
His game is so it's interesting because like some nights he's just knocking it down from 3, and then other nights he's just doing thunderous dunks. Some nights it's both. Some nights he's like all over the defensive side of the ball. It's pretty remarkable, man. I mean, he obviously like consistency is his big issue. He's a young player,
But he's kind of being somewhat consistent.
I would say he's like consistently quality.
Yeah.
But like you don't exactly know what night to night it's going to look like for him, but you have you can at least think he's going to play well in one form or another, which is amazing.
All right, I believe we have Brendan Vogt from Ball Arena.
The best.
And Jamal Murray, I know that. I'm sure Jamal Murray was in a splendid mood tonight with the media vote.
He was, fellas. He was. Good night from both Malone and Murray with the media. And Michael Malone made it all about the third quarter, which he talked about pregame with us and also with his team. If you include tonight, boys, this is the 4th straight game when either the Nuggets or their opponents scored 40 points in the third quarter, 40 or more points. That's weird. It's crazy. But the Charlotte game, that back-to-back tonight, either the Nuggets or their opponent dropped 40 in the third. So it was a point of emphasis. Obviously, the Nuggets were on the right end of it tonight. And so Malone credited them for, hearing that message, responding to that challenge. He didn't think it was the cleanest effort from them tonight, especially defensively. There were a couple of free throw rebounds where they didn't box out, which he felt was unacceptable, but he did credit them for that third quarter. And obviously, boys, that's where this game was won. He talked about Jamal Murray being easy to read. Malone remembers what his mom used to tell him, that he was easy to read. Like she could read him like a book, and he didn't understand what that meant. Now he does, he says. I don't think I'd be a very good poker player. And the same thing goes for Jamal. You could just see that he was locked in tonight. And he said that I think at some point, either before the half or in the second quarter, he was walking off the floor yelling at everyone or talking to everyone. We got to be better defensively. We got to be better at rebounding. And so Malone called that infectious and said you could tell just by being around him that Murray was locked in tonight. When talking about the rotation, he did mention this. Julian Strawther is out, and he's going to be out, quote, for a little while, end quote. I think it's a big loss, Malone said. Julian is a guy that I would run a lot of plays for. That came up in a different kind of context, but that's something he let slip. Julian's out. He's going to be out for a little while. He didn't elaborate on that, but there's a little update on Julian. He talked about the connection that Reggie and DJ have in the pick and roll. He did not actually finish citing the stat, but he said there's some stat out there that among pairs with 100 total pick and rolls, DeAndre and Reggie are in the top 10. They're even ahead of Jamal and Nikola. I assume he means points per possession in that pick and roll when it's Reggie and DeAndre. They've been great. And then finally, he said, look, as a team, I think now we're 12-3 in our last 15 games. That's great. But in our last 3 games, we haven't defended well, not well enough for where we want to go. We heard from Jamal Murray, who was asked, this is something, if you've covered the team as long as we have, but it only comes up every now and then. He was so good in the mid-post and in the post tonight and with his footwork. And he talked about how he grew up playing the 5 because he was taller than everyone. So when it came to training with his dad, they worked inside and then out. So that's what he knew first. He feels like he's got a good feel for the footwork, a good array of moves down there, but he's just comfortable. And then he said this, it's even more natural for him than it ever was, especially coming out of rehab, where he had to learn how to play just a slightly slower step. And that's kind of, conducive to being a methodical and effective post player. He talked about some of his favorite post idols, Kobe, Hakeem, Dirk, and then Andre Miller, the deep cut, which we all loved in the media room.
Nice.
In the third quarter, when we asked him what went into that, the players kind of hate that question. Like, you guys played well in the third, or you didn't tonight. Why was that? They hate that one. And Jamal joked, he said, I just think it's because everyone got out there a little bit earlier tonight, got some shots up. He was kidding, of course. And then he said, no, in truth, we were in really good spirits, and we took Malone's challenge, and we didn't want him to have anything to say about that after the game. So,
D-Line, why were you so good in the second segment tonight?
Right.
Respect the process.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, it's true. I feel like I would be like, I don't effing know, man. I'm just playing. I guess, I don't know. But he did say that everyone was in a good mood coming out of the locker room tonight and pretty eager to prove Malone wrong. He was asked if he's watched a lot of the Pistons. He said, look, I don't think they're as bad as their record. I know they were missing some guys.
Lies.
And then he says, but look, I don't have too much to say. I don't really watch the Pistons. I'm a Denver Nuggets fan.
I don't blame you, Jamal.
My favorite quote was on Peyton. We've talked about this on our show, fellas, how important confidence is. And Murray had this to say about Peyton Watson. I think it's less about the skill and more about the confidence. I think having confidence and belief in his shot is important. And Christian, too, he thinks Christian has that right now. And then he said, Julian is next. And there was a great follow-up question for what it means to sort of gain confidence in the NBA. And Murray said the biggest thing is playing through mistakes. He talked about how he got to do that when he was young. He knew he could shoot and score, but can he play defense? Can he close games? And when guys are encouraging you, when you're allowed to make mistakes, see yourself improve and get better and figure out why, that helps a lot, Murray said, and that's the spot that Watson's in.
Great stuff, man. Any other observations, anything else from Ball Arena?
I'm sure you guys have – actually, I don't know if you guys have hit on this one, but the Nuggets are 18-0 now against teams below 500. So just signs of maturity. One way or another, they find a way to win these games. And it certainly is not because Jokic is scoring 100 points, fellas. Performance art tonight in Ball Arena. 4 points, 7 boards, 16 assists, 5 blocks. Just a standard center production,
We actually have not mentioned that, but it is a good point to bring up for sure. They are undefeated against below 500 teams, only 8-12 against above 500 teams, though.
And on the flip side, boys, the Pistons are winless against teams with a winning record. So
I'm shocked.
There you go.
I'm stunned.
Not a great blueprint tonight for them. Yeah.
All right, Phil. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Good stuff, boys.
Can you imagine playing poker alone and him rage folding?
he would be a terrible poker player.
What the hell?
I didn't mean to laugh when Vogt brought up Michael Malone saying Strother's going to be out for quite a while. I laughed at Michael Malone's quote about he's somebody I run plays for.
Right.
Just in the context of the Michael Porter Jr. discussion, that was funny to hear. That was funny. But it does suck that it sounds like Julian Strother's going to be out of the lineup for a bit. Final break. We'll finish up with some final notes from this game and also go around the association on the other side. All right, back here on the Winners Lounge presented by Bet365 Never Ordinary.
Everybody watching live got the treat of not sitting through an ad because it was put in after the fact.
Old habits die hard. Anything else you guys want to get to from this game? DeAndre Jordan played tonight. I mean, Vogt mentioned the pick and roll with him and Reggie Jackson. I mean, that's a real thing. Those two do have really good chemistry in the pick and roll. DJ's a much better lob target than Zeke Naji. He played okay, I thought.
Yeah. My thing is like us really like seeing a true unicorn, and that's not a name that we've talked about or a word that we've used in a long time because Jokic is just so different. But really, he is so different. First player in NBA history with 15 assists, 5 rebounds, 5 blocks, and less than 5 points.
the most what is that stat line? It's unbelievable.
He has so many records. Like, really, so many. There's a lot of first since Wilt's, but this is like first.
Yeah, dude. Wilt would never.
This is actually a first since Jalen Rose.
Really?
I think I saw...
Not since Jalen?
Yeah, there was like different stipulations, but he's the first to do this one exactly. Yeah. But Jalen Rose had 16 assists and six blocks or something crazy like that.
6 blocks, I think.
Yeah, which is wild. Yeah. But also, like, it really goes to show how unique of a player Jokic really is. And we're just living through a time.
Yeah, and you guys just want him to shoot more.
You're right.
Yeah,
that's true.
You guys are just pissed about him not getting 30 against the Pistons.
Listen, you're gonna play. You're magnanimous. You're above it all. You take what he gives. We're not saying that. We're not criticizing the man. It's just sometimes when you have a toy, you want to play with it. You know what I mean? Like it's Christmas Day. You want to shoot that Red Ryder BB gun. You don't want to just sit on it and just use it for decoration. He obviously understands the game at a much higher level than any of us do. That anyone who plays the game, like 99% of people who ever play the game will. Just, it's just he also possesses. It's like, did you ever see that? What was the movie? I'm gonna forget.
Oppenheimer.
No, that was a great movie. No, the guy. He's like, they're talking about trying to hit on a woman. He's like, you're looking at this bunny. You've got these claws. You're like, how do I attack it with that? I've got these claws. He could make.
Was that the Ryan Gosling one?
No,
Steve Carell?
It's Swingers.
Oh, that's different.
He can kill the bunny whenever he wants. He just is a pacifist, and sometimes you just want him to go out and shoot because it's so fun when Jokic makes crazy shots.
Yeah,
but that's not to say winning is fun, and he's the best, and we can't criticize him. It's just whatever.
Okay, let's go around the association, Dev. Tons of action in the association tonight. I can't wait to get to some of these games.
Yeah, let me pull up some of these games.
Tons of games. 10 games, I think, tonight.
Oh, man.
Lots of action.
You have to get on another page.
Western Conference, Eastern Conference.
So let's start with Cleveland versus the Spurs. The Spurs have been close to teams. They're not winning, but they're like entertaining right now. They lost 117 to 115 after a late rally from the Spurs. Wemby had 24 points, 10 rebounds. Vassell, he's a bucket. 22 points in this game. Jared Allen had 29 points, 16 rebounds. Karis LeVert scores whenever he wants to. He has 23. Donovan Mitchell didn't really do much in this one. Or he did. He has 17. 9 assists, though. Not much going on. While we're still here and we're just talking about just games played, Nuggets now have 26 wins on the year, which is only behind Boston Celtics because they play more games than other people. They're
Right.
second in the Western Conference, but they have more wins than Timberwolves. I think that's very entertaining.
Yeah, the Nuggets have played the most games, most back-to-backs. That just means the second half of the schedule should be cake, right?
Should be cake. The Trailblazers get a win. They
What?
beat the Brooklyn Nets. 134-127. The high-scoring affair was an overtime game. Jeremy Grant, our old friend, 27 points.
Not really a friend.
Doo-Wop Reef,
Acquaintance.
never heard of him.
Who?
15
Who
points,
he play
13
for?
rebounds. Yeah, I should have did that.
LSU.
Anthony Simons had 38 points, 11 assists.
Whoa.
He's a bucket.
Hey, Jokic used to have those type of stats. All right, whatever.
Yeah. Do you want Jokic to be leading a 10-25 team?
No, I didn't ask for that. I asked for more buckets. That's it. That's it.
That was a simple request. One that
Micah-
will never be
That's it.
rewarded.
Michael Bridges had 42 points.
What?
He hasn't been scoring much lately, so this is like a monster game from him. Nick Claxton had 16 points, 11 rebounds. So that was a high-scoring, entertaining game. The Pelicans win 133-100 over the Kings. So, like, West teams that we want to lose, they're losing. That's great. Pelicans, they look good. When they're hot, they're hot. And then when they're on, they're on.
All of our foes are
30
being
points for
vanquished.
CJ McCollum. Big Val had 15 points, 12 rebounds.
Big Val.
No Zion. No Zion in this one.
Really?
They don't need him.
They don't need him. And they're hot.
They don't have them that often, so that's
Sabonis had 17 points, 10 rebounds, minus 32. They got blown out.
minus
Damn.
32.
Yeah, there was
They
a lot
could
of
not score in this
there was a
game.
lot of blocks.
Nobody
and De'Aaron
scored
Fox,
for them.
1 of 10 from the field.
What?
Wow.
Do that against us
10.
one time.
Dude, De'Aaron Fox put up a Jokic stat line, 3 points.
Yeah.
About how many shots though?
10.
Well,
You want to know
that's
why
not a-
I
that's
looked,
not a Jokic
You want to know
stat.
why I looked horrible? Because they lost.
Yeah,
If they lost, you'll be like, come on.
yeah, right.
It's easy if you're winning. That's all I'm saying. It was a blowout. De'Aaron Fox looked horrible. Orlando gets a win, an overtime win, 117-110 over the Atlanta Hawks. 31 points for Trae Young, 9 assists. DeJounte Murray had 24 points. I wonder if he's going to get – do you guys think he gets traded?
Yeah.
Again?
Yeah, he has to. Ben Carroll, who we just saw,
That guy's huge.
huge, 35 points, 10 rebounds. He's playing well right now.
I
Caleb
have a
Houston-
prediction that we are all going to think highly of Paolo Banchero for the rest of his career just because we were courtside for that game.
Yeah, dude. Tell me another reason. Like, what more reason do you need? Like, just watching a guy where you're like, in a group of NBA players that stands out that much physically, you're like, oh my God, that guy's unbelievable.
He looked good, and he's good. Like, he's actually a good player though, so it's easy to root for that guy. Whatever. Dallas Mavericks win 115-108
Against?
over the Timberwolves.
Let's go.
This was a big one. This was a good one. I know we were all rooting for Luka in this one. Kyrie Irving had 35 points.
Really?
First good game for him. He hasn't been playing. He had 27 shots. Luka had 34 points, 8
God damn.
assists. They had 30 plus scores on the same team. And that's a big game. After that, no one else, or Derrick Jones Jr. had 12 points. But it was the two-man show. Anthony Edwards had 36 points.
enough.
Karl Anthony Towns had 24.
Not enough.
Rudy Gobert had 9 points, 17 rebounds.
Jokic's.
17 rebounds. I bet you they want him to score more.
It's just the problem with him is
They
can't.
lost.
He
They
can't
lost.
score more. That's
Memphis Grizzlies get a win. This was another good game that we wanted, or a big loss.
who'd they beat?
They beat the Suns.
What?
121-115.
What?
But the big three were playing. I don't understand.
Yeah, but they had Jaren Jackson Jr.
But Jamal Murray wasn't playing.
Jaren Jackson Jr., 28 points, 10 rebounds, plus 25.
Yo, that's rough.
Yeah, that is a crazy one. 23 points for Desmond Bane, 25 points for Marcus Smart. Vince Williams Jr. had 19 points.
I think how proud Vince Williams Sr. is today.
They had a big four. It just didn't have Ja Morant in it. The Suns, they're reeling. They're not playing
Dude,
well.
the Suns got outscored 35-18 in the fourth quarter of this game
yeah.
Oof.
That's
with no Ja Morant.
Devin Booker had 24 points, 9 of 17 from the field. Kevin Durant, 11 to 23, 23 points,
-7.
-7. But they're going to say that he's one of the best. They're going to talk about him being a top 5. Like, after
So
the
I don't understand.
conversations
Jaren
of-
Jackson Jr. went off and Nurkic was playing. I can't do this math. I don't understand. That's defensive stalwart back there.
Yeah, not today. Toronto Raptors win 133-118 over the Golden State Warriors, and it was the R.J. Barrett game. He had 37 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. He's excited about that trade, I am pretty sure. You know who's not? Pascal Siakam. He's ready to be traded. He did have 16 points, but they had a new guy come in and take all the shots, and he's playing well right now.
Yeah, he's Canadian, getting the hometown
Oh,
love.
yeah, dude. Oh, yeah, man.
Yeah. Klay Thompson led the Warriors in scoring. He had 25 points. Steph Curry was 2 of 14.
Man, it's bad. It's going to get bad in the Bay, man. It's getting bad already.
Dude, are we done with Around the Association?
Yeah,
We got more?
we're done. We're done.
There's this narrative out there that the West is like way tougher than it was last year.
Really?
And I think it's kind of bullshit.
Well, the problem for us is that we watch the best team every night, so everyone seems bad to us.
But the Lakers
Terrible.
suck.
Yep, they're terrible.
The Suns suck. The Warriors suck. The Timberwolves are good. Okay. The Thunder are good. Okay. Do we forget that like the Grizzlies won 50 games last year? They were a good team last year. Like the Mavs are the same team they were last year. The Pelicans are this narrative that the West is so much tougher than it was last year.
Well, you know what? Yeah, it's exactly
I
that.
just don't see it.
It's because there are 3 or 4 teams that have made a leap. But
Yeah.
it's not taking into account the fall of the teams that you consider to be good. Yes,
But last year you had the Grizzlies at 51 wins. The Kings won 48 games last year. Those teams were good.
it's just because of the Pelicans, the Thunder, and the Timberwolves.
Yeah, it's exactly that. Like just seeing teams that you did not think was going to win it all at the top.
Yeah.
But you're not, really, you're not taking into account the other teams that
That are
dropped,
falling,
that
yeah.
are not.
I'm just
on
not
the right-
buying that the West is this greatly improved conference from last year.
Everyone sucks but us. It doesn't really matter.
Let's get to some super chats.
Whoa!
Bunch of them rolling in tonight.
You want me to get them?
Sure.
All right. From our man Astray. What up? Thanks, homie. Nuggets get right. All Nuggets good. Don't argue it. Even the gold are looking hot to start the second half of their season. Future is looking golden. Man, my man has eyes everywhere. The gold. Have you been following the gold? That's usually your area.
The Grand Rapids Gold, yes. Jalen Pickett had a triple-double today.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Gotta love that.
Colin Gillespie just won G League Player of the Month, actually.
Let's freaking
He's
go, dude.
almost averaging a triple-double.
I love the chasm that exists between the G League and the NBA.
Yeah.
Like players that you're like, oh man, he can't play at all. And you're like, he's the best player to ever play in the G League. CJ Jones, thanks, $5. Michael plus minus Merchant Jr. You're right, dude. He was all about that plus minus. He was only out there when people were scoring. Andrew Sullivan, the homie, $10. Thank you. Says Nuggets just a half game back and tiebreaker from Mini now. Definitely think that that they end January and 1st, especially if they beat the Sixers twice and the Celtics later this month. Man, it's going to get a lot tougher for the Nuggets later on in this month for sure.
A lot of big games coming up, man.
They dropped 3 games that they shouldn't during this big stretch.
Guys, we are 4 games away from the 76ers.
I have had this circled for some time, man. I'm like equal parts excited and terrified. We don't know what
And
we're
then
going
they
to get
play
out of
Boston
Jokic.
right after.
I know.
And then Washington.
Yeah, we don't know what we're going to get.
When
out of
Jokic is going to score 100.
If Jokic shoots 3 times against the Sixers, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. I'll tell you that.
It's going to be great.
The ultimate homie, BJ Malays, $2. DNVR is the best. Thank you, guys. Thank you,
Thank you,
BJ.
DJ.
You lift our malaise every day. Vladislav. I'm so sorry. I don't want Jokic to help blow out weak teams, but I do want him to shoot more against the Magic or OKC or some other preventable losses we've had. You're right about that. I mean, yeah, that's the thing. Like, he gets into this rut, and you're like, can he snap out? And the answer, of course, is yes. He does it whenever he wants. He does whatever he wants on this earth. Josh Barnett from Down Under. $2.99, our homie. We need a year of Jamal backometer. It's back. It's right, dude. The backometer is the year of Jamal back. It is. That can't be denied.
Dude, I mean, if 2024 is the year of anybody so far, it's probably the year of
so
Jamal.
Unbelievably back.
7 days in.
He's so back. I'm glad we didn't check the barometer last game. Jeremy J. Rock Michael says, can we talk about the continued growth of P-Swap? Yes, we had a whole segment about
Let's
it.
talk about it, man. Woo!
We love that P-Swap. Do you mean specifically his block shots when you say that, or are you just naming him P-Swap? Either way, the man is growing right before our very eyes.
He is growing up.
Joe Arrow 27 says, love y'all. Love the show. Nothing better than a Murray game. Haven't had one in a minute. I know. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing when the blue air is flying. Love it. And CJ Jones, $5, says, pick one. Jokic averages 40 points a game and Denver wins 50 games, or Jokic averages 24 points a game and Denver wins 60 games. Of course, we're going to pick the second one. It doesn't mean we don't want him to score more.
I mean, which scenario do they win a championship
Yeah,
in?
right? Like, let's flesh that
if
out
it's
further.
both, I might actually take him averaging 40 a game.
Exactly.
Yeah, it'd be really sweet.
If they win championship,
Yeah, we need to know next time fill out the rest of that scenario for us.
40
So
a
we have
game
more
would be
information.
crazy. If he can conserve his energy for the playoffs.
you're a liar if you say you're not going to go with Jokic averaging 40 a game.
I would be happy with averaging 24 a game. Like, and they win 60 games. I would be happy
40
with
a game?
I mean, 40 would be incredible. Listen, 60 games though, to win the most they've ever won as a team. Like,
I swear to you, I would take the 40.
I believe that. I mean, we know that.
But I think most people would. It just sounds good. You're supposed to say the right 40 a game.
It does sound good.
Oh, we'd win every argument ever created. He led the league in scoring one year.
I know
And
it.
later in his season, like after winning the championship, that would be wild.
Is that it? Fellas,
Oh, what a treat, guys.
what a night. Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out in the chat, as always.
Yeah, hit that like button. Absolutely.
Hit that like button. Nuggets get the win. Blow out the Detroit Pistons 131-114. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Throw us a thumbs up. Throw us a like. Guys, we'll be back next week. Whole new set of shows.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys then.
AKA tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.